third episode of Girl Edition, and I am Jessica Larry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Laurel Jones.
Hi, I'm Emily Walker.
Hey guys, I'm Lauren Faria. I've decided to collect one of our favorite pumpkins. This is mine. I made this a couple years ago. It's Harry Potter. Love it.
It's cute. Okay, mine is she's at the spa because, she looks beautiful today. Thank you.
So mine is just a typical jack-o'-lantern. It's actually not a real one, but it's nice because we can reuse it, and then it has a spot in the back where you can put a candle in, and it's super cute. I love just the nice and easy, cute little jack-o'-lantern. So pretty and cute.
I love that because you can reuse it every year.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, okay, so mine, she's a little mini pumpkin. My mom actually named her Peggy, I think, or somebody in my family named her Peggy. I don't know. And she has these little raindrop pearls on her. She's really cute. Love her. She's mini. She's light.
This year was actually my first time ever carving a pumpkin, so it was really exciting. I made Mike Wazowski,
Love it.
Cute.
but that's okay.
It's so
So
cute.
with it being October now, it is officially Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So in honor of that, we are wearing our pink today for the show.
Okay, so getting into the questions, my first question is if you can go on a vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go? Because I know something that's really big in my family is that we're trying to travel to all 50 states, and we probably have like 5 or 6 left. And
Wow.
our trip we're planning on going to next year when me and my sister both graduate is we're trying to go to Guam. So if y'all could go anywhere, where would y'all want to go?
That's
I
a
would
really
love to
good
go.
question.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I would love to go to the Philippines and Portugal. That's actually, I'm half Filipino and half Portuguese, and getting to visit my family, but also understanding the culture behind it. I feel like it's just super important to explore my roots, but also really get a better understanding of how the world works.
I've actually already been here before. I went to Hawaii and absolutely fell in love with it there. Like I could live there for the rest of my life. I just love the beach, the people, everyone's so nice, the food is amazing. Like it's just such a fun place to be. I got to see all the waterfalls and I got to fly over the volcanoes in a helicopter and that was just so cool. It was just a great experience and if I could go there, I would definitely go there again.
Okay, I love going on vacation, but I hate airplanes. Like that is my
I
one
feel
thing.
you.
And
Yes.
for dance competitions, everything, we would fly, and it's not pretty when you put me on a plane. It's like a whole panic attack. But I want to go to Australia really bad, and I actually have a friend there. Her name is Allie, and I haven't ever met her because we are so far away from each other. But that is my dream, is to go to Australia with some of my friends that we've met this girl over Instagram and hang out with her and just go to the beaches and have fun.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
For me, last summer I got to go to Italy and it was so beautiful and so amazing and I did not want to leave. I was like, please just leave me, y'all can go. Car trip and I was like, no, it's fine, just leave me here, it's okay. But what I was sad about was that because it was a school trip, I didn't get to go explore like the rest of the Mediterranean,
Hmm.
Spain, France, Portugal, Greece, Turkey. Like I wanted to just like go everywhere. So I want to go back to Italy and then just go explore the rest of the places.
That's how I
Honestly,
feel every time we go
Awesome.
to New York. I'm like, can you just leave me
Oh, yes.
here?
yeah.
I love New York. I love it so
too.
much.
Me too. I love it.
The best.
If I could, I would just go everywhere.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So, that was a fun little intro, fun question. Now I'm gonna throw out something a little bit deeper for you guys. So, my question is, what are your thoughts on the most recent presidential debate? And if you were to have to, if I'm not sure if any of us are eligible to vote, but if you are, if you had to pick who you were going to vote for solely off of that one debate, would you be able to? So that's kind of like a two-part question there.
Quite honestly, I don't think I would be able to choose who I'm voting for off the debate. I think I need to see the vice presidential debate also in order to really get a good grasp of all the topics and everything that each person advocates for. But I don't think I would be able to choose who I'm voting for just solely off of that debate. I need to see everything to see the bigger picture and get kind of what both sides want just to choose.
Yeah.
This debate this year was the first debate that I've been old enough to fully understand and watch. And so it was kind of different, you know, watching it with my parents, and I watched it again off of YouTube just to go back and look at little things. And I know, like, when I came back to school, all my friends and I wanted to talk about it and see other people's opinions on it. It was definitely quite interesting. There was a lot of times that I was like, is this actually happening?
Yeah.
Did that come out of that person's mouth?
Yes.
It was honestly, if I had to sit here and look at who I would vote for, I could not pick if we were just talking about just off of that debate, because it was so back and forth and more than just we want to like win and be the president. It was like arguing over other things that we were like, we want to know like why you want to be president and why you should be, instead of calling each other clowns and stuff.
Arguing over topics and questions that weren't asked.
So for me, I'm actually in government right now. And so it's kind of a fun time to be in this class because we get to talk about everything that's happening in the world right now. And so this was actually one of the topics that we talked about the day after the debate happened. And basically my whole entire class was in agreement that it was one of the most immature and childish presidential debates. And when you think about it, like, one of these two men is going to win and going to be the president of the United States. And after that debate, we were all kind of like, this was just a very immature way of telling the world what you want to do and what you are going to do for our country. And so we all kind of felt that we needed more. It shouldn't be about arguing and tearing the other person down or tearing other people's families down, that we want to see our country unite, and that was kind of a perfect example of what is going on in our country at this current time.
They didn't really get to any key points. Like, we didn't hear the facts that Americans needed to hear to have closure on certain things, and a lot of key points weren't hit that should have been hit.
100%.
And I know we've talked a little bit about teenagers on TikTok really expressing their political point of views on TikTok, which is all over the news right now because Biden, I believe, actually has a TikTok account. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And a lot of teenagers are like grasping on that because he's on like trying to get to our age and get those votes that are just now eligible, and really going to our age level. And then there's like this whole thing with Trump right now with his merchandise. They're putting it in the cart to like affect like the money. I don't know if you guys see that, but they'll put like $1,500 worth of merchandise into the cart, and then that's just sitting in a cart. And teens all over TikTok are doing that to make his like business shut down or something. I don't know if y'all seen that, but it's everywhere
that's crazy.
Like Facebook ads come up of news articles. It's everywhere. But it really like showed during the debate how these little things were brought together, and we were like, they're talking about things that we don't really necessarily need to hear. We want to know why you're passionate about running for president and what you're going to do to help our country, and not arguing back and forth about each other.
Yeah. You know, for me, I was super disappointed with the actual debate. Being 17 and not being able to register to vote just yet, I've been really talking with my peers to make sure they register to vote. And coming back from the next day, I guess it definitely sparked some interest. It really definitely got teenagers involved, like engaged, because just everything that happens. So maybe this has a plus side, getting teenagers more involved in politics, but at the same time, I was just really disappointed with what actually happened.
That's an amazing point, Lauren. I think that now more than ever, everyone needs to be registered to vote, and I'm so upset. I wish I was 18 already, but my
I miss
birthday's
it
not
by
till
a
March.
month. My birthday's
I
in
just
December, and I miss it by a
want to
month to be
vote.
able to vote.
Yeah, I want to vote so bad, and so eventually, 4 more years
Yeah.
at the
I
next
mean,
one.
midterm elections, so.
More local, yes, local elections, state elections, different stuff like that I will be able to vote for soon. So that's going to be something to look forward to. But I think that's another point that we as leaders need to definitely be promoting is our friends that are age eligible definitely need to get registered. I want to say the deadline either was already passed or is coming up very soon in like the next few days. So if you're watching this and you are not registered to vote, go register right now.
It's so important. Yes.
For me, I actually turn 18 in a few days, so I am able to vote. I registered.
Yay!
And with your question about the debates, so personally, I have never ever watched a presidential debate. I've never watched the news, well, like sometimes when it's on, but I've never been engaged in the news or anytime politics has come up in any sort of fashion. I'm like, nope, don't want to hear it, because I think it was important for me to get to this age and form my own ideas and not be influenced by others that I live with or am family with or friends or just the media in general. So I waited till I got to this age, and my first time watching a presidential debate where I'm eligible to vote, that was what I watched. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember in school, and I had to write a whole essay about it, was the first time that presidential debates were televised, and that was Nixon versus Kennedy, and how important it was not only to be eloquent, but also to have a certain demeanor and to look presidential. And that we had to dissect every little aspect of what it means to be a good presidential candidate and why Kennedy won versus Nixon. And we had to dissect everything into that. And when I was thinking about that and how we learned that in school, applying it to what I watched, and then now I'm in
the window.
class, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was very confused. Like, I was trying to translate that, and I was like, wait a minute. And we talked about it in government the next day, and my teacher was like, I'm so sorry that you had to watch that, especially for someone who never watched something like that before, and that's what you were presented with. And so I think it's very sad for us, our generation, to watch that and that be our first times and such like that. So hopefully next time around it'll be better, or in the future. I know that there are people in my grade that are like the best debaters on the planet, and if they're the future of politics, I know they're going to show up in their suits and, like, kill it. So
it's really good to form your own opinions. It's actually something that I've really enjoyed being in high school, going to where I go. It's something that a lot of kids are really passionate about, and it's so important not to fight over a certain topic. It's to really be open-minded and really hear their input to see where they come from. So I really love, maybe if we couldn't have gotten that info from the presidential debate, it's good to have that discussion in school with your peers.
Oh, and I forgot to answer. I'm eligible to vote, and I literally can't tell you who I'm going to vote for because based on that debate, like, I have no idea. Because I didn't get any information from that debate, and like I said, I hadn't been looking into politics or any sort of information beforehand, so I have no idea what their policies are, and I was hoping to get that from that debate, and I didn't. So I really couldn't tell you who I'm going to vote for.
Okay, so moving on to our next question. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but this month of October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So my question kind of goes off of that. What are some red flags to look for in teen relationships that are signs of domestic violence or relationship abuse?
I know that when I saw this question, I know that you can look for physical red flags. Yes, you could do that, but in my personal opinion, I think it's easier to try and look for psychological red flags. Like, let's say you're having a conversation with a friend and you just say, oh, hey, how's your relationship going? And they get nervous or they get jittery or they just avoid the question and kind of deflect it completely. I think that looking for things that not necessarily say is wrong, but if they're avoiding a question, then not necessarily, you don't have to jump to, oh my gosh, it's domestic violence, but you know that something's happening in their relationship, and you can open that up to be, hey, are you okay? Is everything going good between y'all? But I think just starting a conversation and just saying, oh, how things going between you and what's his name? Are y'all good? Have y'all done anything fun lately? Just opening up a conversation and getting to know someone and asking them questions about how their life is going can really open up a lot of things in order to get that out.
I agree. I think that starting a conversation, if you are in a relationship with your partner as well, having that conversation between you guys is also super important, because if you are feeling some type of way or something was said or something was done and you were not okay with that, or maybe your partner maybe thought that was not as offensive or whatever the case may be as it really was to you, your opinions, your feelings, they are valid, and having those feelings and everything is okay to have, but it's how you react and it's how you go about with that situation that is really going to affect your relationship and make a healthy relationship. If you don't have that constant communication and just having that checkup time and just talk time, I think that you definitely need to increase the amount of that you have if you want to continue and have a healthy relationship and it not lead to something as terrible as domestic violence and everything that goes along with that. Having those open communication skills is definitely something important.
Absolutely. I think it honestly comes to listening to your gut. If you're questioning if you should be treated that way, it's obvious that you shouldn't, because you're questioning it the first part. But if you have a friend that you're questioning if they're being treated well, they're probably not either. So just having those conversations, like Laurel said, open that communication up and just be there for that person.
Mm-hmm.
So physical abuse is a little bit easier to tell, like Jessica was saying earlier, but when it comes down to mental abuse, that can sometimes be looked at as, oh, this person really loves me, or they're just doing this, and it boils down to just a bunch of excuses that are really hard to decipher. And especially if the person who's being abused doesn't have a good friend who knows them for who they are, then they're going to feel alone, and like, one, they might feel like they deserve it, or that's just how things are. So for anyone who feels like they might have any of those gut feelings or questioning and they don't have a good support system, try and find anyone that you trust to talk to, or like she said, go with your gut, leave it, and you're going to be okay. You're not alone. You'll be okay.
Real quick, going off of what Kim said, if you are in that situation and you do need some help, you do need some advice, once again, we do have our anonymous Ask Girl edition that we can help you out and we can kind of guide you through that situation. So that is always an outlet. We are here for you. I just wanted to let that be known that we are here for you and we want to help every single viewer in any way possible. So if that's you, reach out to us. We are here.
Also, going off really quick with what Kim said, I think that from what I've heard or when I've read stories, I think that it's easier to leave a relationship when it's physical abuse. But I think when it's verbal abuse and someone's like verbally telling you words that are like hurtful, I think it's harder to leave that, because like with what Kim said, it's easier to make excuses that, oh, he's just saying this or she's just saying this because they love me. It's tough love. But I think that it's harder to leave a relationship when it's verbal, whereas when it's physical.
Yeah, absolutely, because you start to question your own self-worth, and that's where it becomes real.
And when you're in a relationship, if in your own relationship, look for those early signs of the frequent arguing and different things that your partner is saying to you that you can look for. And it's hard sometimes because if you really care about your partner and you want to be with them and you love them, it kind of gets, just like everybody else is saying, like messed up with, oh, they're just saying this or doing this because they care a lot about me. You have to know your worth, and you have to look at them and be like, they should not be treating me like this, and it's only going to get worse. If you're putting yourself in a situation that is already not working out, leave it immediately before it turns into physical abuse or even worse, because you don't want that for your mental health, and it's going to help the other person in the long run. And but you have to pull away just for yourself. You could be selfish about that because that's your mental health, and nobody deserves to be treated like that.
Absolutely. What she said.
I just thought
Killed it.
it's really about worth because you will tolerate as much as you think you deserve. So if you think you deserve less than nothing, that's how you're going to be treated, and that's how much you will tolerate. So it's if you're going to get into a relationship, please know that you're worth it, and before you get into a relationship, set up boundaries for yourself, define what your worth is, so that no one ever can cross your line, because you are worth it, I promise. But it really comes down to you will be treated and you will accept what you think that you deserve. So
One more thing, sorry, I have one more thing to add, but kind of going back to what Emily said on those early red flags. I know I have a friend, and in the beginning of her relationship, she's been with her boyfriend for years, but before she left, but at the beginning of her relationship, it was kind of just him depending on her for everything. Him depending on her for rides, he took her to work, she picked him up from school, but he depended on her for absolutely everything he needed, and it was not 50-50. It was basically 100-0. Like everything he needed, he depended on her to do. And eventually, in the end, the relationship did get violent years down the line because it turned into arguing and because she wasn't doing enough for him. But I think that looking for those early red flags like that, that's what makes it important for you to realize that, hey, something is going to happen in this relationship, something isn't right, and I need to fix this now before it's too late.
Yes, and it can even show in like talking stages when you're just going on dates and getting to know each other. Always, always trust your gut. Because if they say something that makes you, or something weird, and then they'll try to play it off as a joke, most likely that happens, often. You just have to look and be like, this is going to turn into something that I don't want to be in, because it could just be the toxic, relationship just arguing all the time, which can really affect your mental health, and that's not something at a young age or at any age that you need or deserve from somebody. And it shows in different signs. I feel like in multiple relationships that it could be the arguing, it could be the physical abuse, or it could be the playing the games back and forth, which affects your mental health. Anything really that you think you don't deserve, and you have to stand up for yourself and know your worth and separate from the issue.
Absolutely. Yes. Preach. Okay. Going on to the next question. Mine is more lighthearted. What is your favorite thing to do during the fall?
My favorite thing is to go to the pumpkin patch. I love getting in like a fall outfit, and we live in Texas, so we don't have a lot of opportunities to get to wear like the coats and the boots,
Yeah.
because it's still hot. There's some days
Yeah.
that you get to put a sweater on, which is one of the best days. But it's really hard for us to get to wear scarves and coats and all the little.
Boots.
Yes, you go into the stores and you're like, oh my gosh, it's fall, the fall colors. I love that, but I love getting dressed up. Even if I'm sweating at the pumpkin patch, I'm gonna get those pictures for Instagram. I'm
Oh
gonna look
yeah.
like, I'm gonna have my little iced coffee or something in my hands, and I
Love
love
coffee.
doing that, and I love just looking at everybody and everything's just pumpkin and all the different fall scents, because I already went out and bought candles, so now my room smells like fall,
Yes.
which I
I
love.
love fall.
But just getting in the fall spirit and going to the pumpkin patch, picking out pumpkins, and taking pictures with my family is just always fun to do.
I love that.
My favorite is definitely football season. Being a band student, being able to march. It's so sad that COVID has affected how we like go into, I guess, oh my gosh, words, how we really, how we're able to go on, participate in football games. Oh my gosh. But thankfully, we have a home game, our homecoming this week, and it's like probably the one time out of 5 that we're actually able to play.
Yeah, so,
go ahead.
Go. Oh, okay. So definitely, yes, pumpkin patches, football games. I'm a cheerleader, so football games are probably my favorite part of cheerleading ever. I love just being on the field. It's the most amazing thing ever. And then Halloween. Halloween is my favorite.
Yes.
I love it so much. I love dressing up. I love going to haunted houses. Everything about it. I love it so much. And just hanging out with my friends. Like just having some fun trick-or-treating. You're never too old to trick-or-treat, guys. I still go trick-or-treating and hang out with some friends. So much fun. My school usually does a trunk-or-treat, but unfortunately we weren't able to this year. It's too sad. But yeah, we're still making the best of it, and we're gonna have a fun Halloween, and we're gonna live it up, guys. And it's on a Saturday this year, so like
yeah,
it's
so we're supposed to be like a full moon too.
yeah, it's awesome.
I know for me, kind of adding on to what Emily said first, clothes. I love fall clothes. I love when I get to wear boots. Boots are my favorite. Like, whether they're just regular, like, knee boots or thigh-high boots or Uggs, I love boots. But, also, fall is my favorite time because I get really, like, crafty and artsy during fall.
Yeah.
So, like, I went and bought a whole bunch of paint to decorate my pumpkin. And then, I don't know, me and my friends, I don't know if you know, like, the spooky baskets where you kind of just get a cute basket and decorate it, and you put little cute gifts in it, whether it's, like, bubbles or candy. But we're going to make those. I don't know, I like getting really artsy during fall.
Yes, I love that too. This is my first year as a cheerleader because I've always been a dancer, and this year not competing. I had the time to be a cheerleader, which is one of my goals. Was at least 1 year of high school I was going to be a cheerleader, and I will say the first few games before fall weather started, they were just hot. We didn't get to wear the sleeves. And I love wearing sleeves a lot better than like just showing my arms out there in front of everybody. But, we had a game Friday, and it was a little chilly. We got to wear our sleeves, and it was our pink out game. But I love the weather and cheering. I don't sweat as much either on the sideline, which I love that. And it's one of those experiences that, you're never going to forget, and you're always going to remember in the colder weather, just sitting on the sidelines and cheering and just cheering for your football team and leading them to a victory. That's just so much fun.
No, I totally understand. Texas, it's so hot, especially like with marching band season. Like we're all wearing tank tops. Sometimes if I feel like a little crazy, I wear like a jacket to school, but that's like only sometimes. But yeah, I miss fall clothing.
For me, yeah, it's super hot here too, and it's I think a little bit further south for me. So like I don't think we've had a cold day yet, or like a cool day, if that makes sense, like at all yet. So fingers crossed soon. Yeah, totally agree with the clothes thing. I have really bad fall allergies, really, 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 really bad. I don't know.
I feel you. Yes.
Year for fall, and it's like when my competition season is at its peak right now. So I've been getting allergy shots for like past year, and I haven't gotten sick yet. So thank you, Jesus.
That's great.
That's my favorite part about fall this year. I haven't gotten sick, and it's very exciting. But yes, competition season is in the air. So that's my fall. Oh, so last question is, what are y'all watching, or what would you recommend on Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, etc., etc.? Because I know a lot of people are like, we've been in this quarantine for I don't know how long, and I swear I've seen everything that there is to watch. So, recommendations.
Okay.
Now okay.
We all said, hold on.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Right now.
Okay.
Who's going? Okay.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, I I don't really watch a lot of TV or anything, and if I do, I watch like little kid movies, like the B movie. The B movie
Yes,
is my
I love that movie.
yes, the B movie is my absolute favorite. Like Barry B. Benson, marry me. But I love, and I do this every October, which is so weird. And a lot of my friends and I do it with each other, but mostly I do it by myself. Um, I get on Netflix and I go into like the scary movie category, and I don't like scary movies, but I scroll all the way down and I look at like the low budget ones and like the ones that came out like, but they're not scary, and
They're funny.
yes, they're
Yeah.
hilarious. If you go on there and watch these low budget scary movies that nobody's ever heard of and you're like, why
Yeah.
is it on Netflix? Who made this? They're so funny to watch, and especially with friends, because instead of like jumping or like covering your eyes,
You're just laughing.
we're just laughing the entire time. So I love doing that in October, especially because it's spooky season. Halloween's coming up, and it's just a lot of fun to just sit and laugh at something that is supposed to make you.
No, I love that. For me, I haven't really been able to watch so much TV because school and then bands and work. But I watched this one movie. It's called Enola Holmes. It's Millie Bobby Brown, Lee Partridge,
Yes.
other really famous actors, and I love it. I've always been obsessed. I've been obsessed with Sherlock since I think 6th grade. I just love the mystery. Super good. It's also like kid friendly. Highly recommend watching it.
Normally for me, okay, I always watch the same two things on Netflix, so don't make fun of me. I literally only watch Criminal Minds and Grey's Anatomy on Netflix, and that's it. That's all I watch. But I want to be a forensic psychiatrist, so like
Yes.
medical, police, it works.
I love it.
Like,
Yes.
that's all I mean, occasionally, okay, I watched the new Mulan on Disney Plus, and I'm not gonna say I wasn't a fan of it, but I'm a musical theater person, and there was no singing in it at all. So I wasn't a big fan of that. But normally, if I have to watch something on Disney Plus, Princess and the Frog, I rewatch that like a million times, or The Simpsons or The Proud Family or something.
So for me, I'm like Jessica too. I watch since 6th grade. I have rewatched the series Bones like 15 times. Not even kidding. Like I've rewatched every single episode 15 times. And then Grey's Anatomy too. Another big one. Right now, I actually finished both of those already during quarantine. I also I finished another random series. I don't even remember what it's called. But I'm rewatching Dance Moms on Hulu right now, so that's fun. They
I'm
only
gonna
have
have
like
to watch
4
that. I
seasons,
love Dance.
but yeah, I saw it on Hulu and I was literally like, bring back my childhood memories of watching Abby Lee Miller.
Well, for me, on Netflix, I I just watch stand-up comedy. I'm just like I think I'm seeing every stand-up comedian that there is on Netflix available, genuinely. But that's what I've been doing for quarantine, just watching a bunch of stand-up comedians. It really boosts my mood just to because what they're doing is just telling stories, so in a funny way. So I think it's really fun. But something new that came out on Disney Plus is called the Secret Society of Second-Born Royals.
Ooh, I've heard about
I want to see that. Yeah.
I want to see it.
Good, so y'all should watch that if you
I keep hearing ads about this when I'm listening to music.
Like TikTok. Yeah.
and it's super good. Another one, I know it's an older movie, but Hidden Figures. I watched
Yes.
it.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Right?
So good.
I was
good.
watching it. It was super good. If you don't mind Gordon Ramsay's personality, Gordon Ramsay's Uncharted, it's actually really cool to watch him explore like different parts of the world and like cook with different ingredients like that. So there's that. On Netflix, new Julie and the Phantoms.
I haven't seen that. I've heard about it.
I thought it was gonna be cheesy, not gonna lie, but it is so good, guys. It's about this girl and she can see like these three dudes that play in a band, and like it's really good. You should watch it if you like music and musical theater stuff. I know Jessica, you like that. It's
I
actually
do.
it's actually very good. And I know a lot of people have been watching Avatar lately.
Yeah.
Also amazing if you haven't seen that. You You should watch it. I'm just like thinking of all the things because I literally get the question so many times like, I have nothing to watch anymore. What should I watch? So I'm just trying to.
I know that Disney Plus and Netflix just put out a whole bunch of new shows and movies like in the beginning of October. Because I know, like, they just put Hidden Figures on there. The Fault in Our Stars is on Disney Plus now.
It is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just like looking through them, like, oh, what is here? New to Disney Plus. Yeah, The Secret Society's there. Once Upon a Time. It's an older show. But it's
Oh my gosh, I love
I
that.
feel like I remember
good,
that
so
show. I
good.
don't know what it's about, but I remember seeing the little, like, white background with the black and the little thing. I know the
I just
cover
finished
for it.
watching that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know the
good.
cover for it.
That's a really good show as well. They just added Elena of Avalor to Disney Plus. Really good show. I like it a lot. I love Sophia the First, so it's like a continuation almost.
I like kids shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think that's all I got for now, but yeah. If you like comedians, here's some. Tom Papa, You're Doing Great. That's a good one. He's really funny. And that one's like, I think, TV 14. So like, I'm giving you the PG guys. Because those are for a watch. Jim Gaffigan, anything by him. He's so funny. PG all the time. Yeah, so that's what I got.
Awesome. Well, that concludes our episode today of Girl Edition. We had so much fun showing you our pumpkins and repping our pink. So much fun today, guys. Please tune in again to Girl Edition. Our next episode will be November 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And we hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Everyone. Bye.